Okay, I got the Grizzly where I'm gonna my workspace. I've done some research on it, and I found this guy that has the bottom end of a Rhino that he said he would sell me. So I'm going to have him sell it to me, and he offered to rebuild the engine using my parts that he can out of this one. So I'm gonna go ahead and just instead of messing with it and um, you know wasting time rebuilding it, since I've never done one. I'm sure I could figure it out, but I just don't feel like taking the time and effort into doing it. So I'm just gonna tear the engine out of the frame and send it to him, and he's gonna rebuild it with his parts using what he can from mine, and get it going again. I already bought the gaskets. I brought a new timing chain, and I also bought, I think it's called a billet grill, so the gears won't break again. So he's gonna put all that on there for me, and he said he can get it done in a couple of weeks, and it'll probably take me a month or a few months to figure out how to put it back together. So I don't think it was that bad for the price that he gave me, so I'm just gonna have him do it all. Got the gas tank off, so in order to remove the engine, I'm gonna start by removing the exhaust system, and then the carburetor is already loose, so I'm just gonna pop that off, and I need to take this air box out. It does have a custom snorkel, so I'm gonna remove that washer or nut, whatever it is, off, so I can pop this out, and then I can get to some of the wires and bolts that I need to disconnect to start pulling the engine apart. I had to get the floorboards off on both sides, just the 4 screws on the bottom, and then undo the screws in the side of the fenders on each side, and they pop right out. The reason why I had to do it is because I can't get to the bolts in the back of the head to get the exhaust off. So I'm gonna try to get those bolts out. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have to take these fenders off yet, but I'm sure it'll be easier to remove the engine. I got the airbox out. I just had to undo these 2 things. Hopefully I can work around this. Gonna have to take this, that's for your knob there for your gears, so I'm gonna have to take that off to get it out, and then just undo the bolts from the exhaust, and then we'll see what else we have to unbolt. Once you take the floorboards off, you have to take this little tank for your coolant off. I would recommend taking the fluid out. You can just undo this little clip and just undo it, and just drain it. I'm just gonna leave it there for now. I'll eventually drain it, but you have these 2 indentions on it. You can fit I think a 10 millimeter in there, and then they just unscrew. You can also use the Phillips. So you take that out to get to the exhaust. This just makes it a little bit easier. I don't know if you can see it, but it just opens it up a little bit more, and it's a little tight, but you can definitely get to the screws and undo it. So okay, I'm taking the engine mounts out now. It has 2 screws. One is a 8 millimeter, which is the bottom one, and then the top one is a 12 millimeter. So I'm gonna do that in the front 2, and then on the back I'm just gonna take them out from the bottom. It should be a 12 millimeter as well, and I'm gonna see if I can wiggle the engine out. I already took the front diff, moved it forward, and I took the shaft out. So I'm hoping to slide the engine completely forward. Slide the engine completely forward, and that way I don't have to remove the rear diff, and just see if I can wiggle it out. I got the bolts. Take it out. Undone in the bottom. I have this forklift here that helps me pull the engine up, but if you don't have one, I would get a good strap, and then just strap it to a branch on a tree or something, a really strong branch, and then just go up, and you can see the engine come out. It doesn't need a lot, and then it'll be a lot easier to move it around that way. So just a tip. Right now I'm just gonna undo the starter. I pretty much have all the cables out, and then I'm just gonna wiggle it out and take it to the guy to get it fixed. So let's get that done. Okay, I got the engine out. It wasn't that bad with the help of the strap. I removed the starter. All it has is 2 bolts on the right and on the left, 8mm, and it should come out. Most of the time it's a little bit hard, so it helps that you put a little bit of penetrating fluid on there, and then just tap it with a rubber mallet. If you don't have one, you can use a piece of wood and a hammer, and just kind of gently hit it around and wiggle it out. That's pretty much it. I'm gonna leave the oil filter there. I took as much out as I could. I just kind of want to get it to him so he can get it back to me, but I'm gonna let him do the rest, and here is the rest of the engine. Hopefully the next one you will see will be cleaner and it will work.